lot of us feel like our lives suck. If you are still doubting that things can work out for you, and you're still doubting that everything in your life is ever going to turn around, then it's never going to turn around because you haven't changed your thought process. We get stuck in these thought processes that say things are awful, things are not working out for me, things are not working out. But we have to change our language, and we have to change the words and the things that we tell ourselves. If you're constantly telling yourself, my life is just awful, if you're constantly telling yourself everything in my life is bad, and you're not saying maybe things aren't working out for me right now, but maybe they could work out. Maybe I hate the person that I'm with, or I don't like the person that I'm with, but maybe I could change that, and maybe I could figure out how to work things out with this person. If you're talking to yourself in a negative way, then the things on your outside environment are going to reflect that. If you're talking to yourself so negatively, and you're saying that nothing is going to work out for you, and you're saying that everything in your life is just awful, and you're not saying maybe things aren't working out for me right now, those are two different ways of saying the same thing. Those are two different ways of saying the same thing. A lot of the times our wording and how we word things to ourselves dictates and changes how we see the world around us. A lot of people say that the world sucks. A lot of people just say that everything in the world is awful. That is a really, really strong, opinionated sentence. And if we're saying everything in the world is awful, then what are we saying? We're saying that we're awful because we're in the world. We're saying that our dog is awful. We're saying that our building is awful that we work in. We're saying that things on the outside, every single thing is awful. If we're saying the world is awful, think about that sentence. And a lot of people might say, well, I didn't mean that. So then say what you mean. Say how you actually feel. And if how you actually feel is that things in your life aren't the greatest, then let's also think about that. Things in your life aren't the greatest. What are you doing to contribute to your life feeling better? What are you doing to allow yourself to feel good again? What are you doing to make yourself feel more positive? Because if you don't like your life, and if you feel like life sucks, and you feel like everything in your life is always backfiring, and you feel like everything in your life is just always so bad, what are you doing to change that? Are you doing anything to change that? Are you changing your habits? Are you changing your morning routine? Are you changing things that will make you feel better? If you're not making any changes for yourself, you're not going to see changes in your life. If you're not making any direct changes in your habits and making any direct changes in the way that you think, in the way that you speak to yourself, and the way that you move in your life, then nothing in your life is going to turn around. Nothing in your life is going to flip. If you feel uncomfortable around people, if you feel like you can't be yourself, first off, we got to get down to that. You feel like you can't be yourself. There's always some reason. A lot of the times it stems back from childhood. Okay, maybe I feel uncomfortable around a family member. I always just say, I always feel uncomfortable. Did you ever stop to think about why? Why do I feel uncomfortable around this person? Oh, because they make me feel like this. Why am I letting them affect how I feel? Oh, well, And then we stop and think. We don't ever allow ourselves to even think deeply about why we think about something. We always just say, oh, this is how it is, and this is this. We don't ever think a little bit deeper about anything else. But then the things that bother us will allow ourselves to get real deep into thinking about. What are you focusing on? What are you thinking about? If your life really sucks, what are you thinking about that makes it suck? I don't have the job that I want. Oh, well, I don't have the followers that I want. Oh, well, I don't have the friends that I want. What are you doing to change that? Are you talking about it constantly? Are you having discussions with maybe the friends that you already have? Are you talking to family members about it? Okay, cool. But after you have those conversations, after you talk about it, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to change it? What are you doing to change what's going on in your life? If your life sucks and if things aren't working out for you, what are you doing to allow them to work out? If you're not changing anything, and you're not changing your thought process, and you're not changing anything in your internal being about how you think about things, your life is going to keep sucking. At the end of the day, the energy that you put out and the energy that you exfoliate in your life is going to be exactly what you get back. If you put out to other people, you don't like them. They might not like you. If you put out to other people every negative thing that's at the top of your head, best believe that those people are going to reflect back to you what you did, what you said, how you're feeling. Energy is contagious too. So if you're in a room and your head's down and you're being negative and you don't want to talk to anybody, sometimes that might reflect on your external environment. Maybe you want to talk to people and you feel so anxious and scared about it that you're allowing yourself to be down, you're allowing yourself to be negative. But what if that affects the people around you? What if that makes them negative? And then you think about them negatively because they're being negative, but they're only being that way because they're just reflecting the energy that you're putting out. Life might just suck sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's not true. Sometimes our experiences, sometimes our circumstances, our situations make life just really hard for us to deal with. And sometimes the things that we go through in life make things just difficult for us to keep pushing and keep going. But if we don't change our mindset towards those things, and if we don't change how we actually respond to those things, and if we don't change our thinking process and how we think about those things, and if we don't change the energy that we're putting out, we're going to keep getting back what we don't want. And life is just going to keep on sucking and keep on getting down bad for us. If we want to change it, we got to change what's in here. It's that simple. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope that this helped somebody out there. If it did, make sure that you're staying around with me. I love y'all. Let's have a good day today.